Well, my name is David. I'm from Tulsa. I'm here with my friend Jim Bob, also from Tulsa. Jim Bob's currently 5-0 at this PTQ, and we decided to take a look at his deck. Looks like we have a Jund deck playing a lot of zombies. Bob, how did we arrive at this deck choice today?
Well, I was originally going to play a completely different Jund list, and quite frankly, I just hated it. So yesterday, me and Jeremy Bright were kind of brainstorming, and I found a deck on tcgplayer.com by Raphael Levy that was very similar, except they played more of a dredgy version. This is where this is much more aggro, less combo. But it still played most of the same features such as Bloodghast, Gravecrawler, Lawless Troll, and Blasting Station, but then I put in more control aspects, and it's definitely a lot more aggressive.
Talk to me about Blasting Station. We're saying that's not a card we see in Modern very often. That's obviously a key focus in this deck.
Because it's quite horrible. It's only good in certain situations. And even then, I sideboard it out quite often, but I always like to leave at least one in there just as a random win condition. But you know, it comes together with Gravecrawler, Lawless Troll, just any sort of zombie in play, so I can recur Gravecrawler. Then becomes 1 point for every black mana, which isn't a whole lot, but it's usually enough to finish someone or maybe a Tarmogoyf for some other creature.
Is that the same kind of theory with Bloodghast if we get under 10 life so we can landfall haste and then Blasting Station off?
Yeah, I've had a couple games where I go turn 2 Lawless Troll, off of a Deathrite Shaman, and then I'll discard like a Gravecaller and a Bloodghast, and it seems strong, obviously. Getting to play my Bloodghast for free, playing my other land. Anyways, this is probably the card that I was most happy with, because I was playing Dark Confidant over this until like last night at about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you asked me to borrow Dark Confidant, and then I showed up there and you're like, oh, I don't need him anymore.
Yeah, we found something better.
Okay, let's talk about the discard package for a second. You're playing 3 Inquisitions and 1 Thoughtseize. Now, I see we have 1 more Thoughtseize in the board, but why did we decide to go with heavier Inquisition over Thoughtseize?
Well, recently, most of the decks I've been playing have been some sort of black-based mid-range deck. And Inquisition tends to hit everything that's really important, but the most important fact is it doesn't take away 2 life. And my worst matchup is by far red-green, aggro, black-red burn, where Thoughtseize doesn't really do anything but let them win faster, along with Dark Confidant, which was the other reason why I put a lot with Troll, was because I was trying to keep them from just killing me with my own cards.
Alright, we have Liliana the Veil, pretty self-explanatory. She's the best black planeswalker in the game.
Yeah, but it also gave me game against Boggle, which could be rough.
Okay, and then we go to a standard removal package. 4 Lightning Bolts is pretty obvious. It's the best red removal spell in the game.
Also
ever.
A card I was not playing until Jeremy forced me to play it, because I was originally playing this just as a black-green package, and I was playing random numbers of Victim of Night, Guess Verdict, which was horrible, but we played it anyways, thinking it could be good, and Dark Blast. And that didn't work out very well.
Real quick, let's talk about Victim. I mean, there's a lot of options at the two slot for removal. Why Victim?
Because it kills everything. Everything but Mood Vault that gets played in Modern, Victim kills.
Okay.
I mean, it kills Titans, it kills Angels, it kills any number of the small little guys that are played in the red-green decks, and it just doesn't miss anything.
Alright, so over here in the sideboard we have a standard 3 Blood Moon for almost any decks casting red mana. Second Thoughtseize for Disruption. Now, what are the spell guides coming in against?
Mostly Splinter Twin, people playing Path, Bug Infect for sure. It's a pretty good catch-all for a lot of random decks in the format.
Okay. Then after that, we have Slaughter Games, which is pretty self-explanatory, along with Ancient Grudge. Yeah. And we have a couple other cards, Sword of Light and Shadow and Rakdos Charm, I think.
Yeah.
What are we working with those for?
Well, I also put this in against Splinter Twin, because it randomly just wins you the game occasionally. It also is an additional Ancient Grudge. It's just a very varied card. Removing somebody's graveyard from the game is also relevant in the format. It's just one single card that actually I can board in against a lot of different decks. The Sword of Light and Shadow was kind of a last-minute fix when we found out we only had 14 cards in our sideboard.
Oh.
And we were deciding between the red-white sword and this one. And at the end, I just like this one better because the decks you're going to put it in against are going to be against more aggressive decks where the 3 life is pretty good, where I'll never have cards in hand usually, so I'll never gain life off of it. It's where that's a flat, and occasionally get you back a zombie. The fact that I beat Token single-handedly with that earlier made me feel pretty good about the choice.
Fair enough. And then Torpor Orbs for any kind of enter the battlefield deck, Pod, Twin.
Yeah, Pod. Honestly, I really wish I had more against those kind of decks, but that's all I have.
Fair enough. Well, it seems to be working so fine. You're 5-0 and Looks like you can draw in the top 8 from here.
The one more card that we definitely look at is
Charm. I didn't even see it.
This is totally the all-star of my deck. It does so much against so much of the field. The Destroying Enchantments, which, I mean, we're at a PTQ where a lot of people play a lot of random cards, including enchantments. And it hits, like, Rest in Peace is a pretty bad card, but, like, against red, white, blue, you know, it hits Rest in Peace. It kills most guys for billion clicks. It kills, you know, Snapcaster Mages. And the fact that it regenerates Supreme Verdict is pretty important.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. I didn't even see it over there. So, but again, you are 5-0 with a list that at first glance looks kind of questionable, but you're doing well with it. So, it looks like you can jar here. Good luck.
Thank you.